Thank you. Well, good afternoon. My name is Anthony Dunkley, and I am the Director of Business Development at Passageways. Passageways is a CUNA, Strategic Services Alliance provider, or as I call it, a CUNA SSAP. Not sure if that's going to populate there. That's a new acronym I've developed for all the alliance providers that you can use here today. It is my pleasure today to present Passageways Onboard, our new completely redesigned board portal solution to meet the evolving needs of the credit union's board of directors. From the executive administrator through to the board of directors, Passageways Onboard helps credit unions build, distribute, and access board books to increase the performance of your board meeting. Today we'll be reviewing the director interface on the iPad, our custom-built iPad application that has been carefully designed to meet the ease of use requirements for the demographic that most of your directors fall into, and that would be the young at heart demographic. Let's log into Onboard. I'm just going to change here to a vertical view of the application. I'll just take a moment for it to recognize this. There we go. Passageways Onboard is an application that allows for multi-board support. So if your directors serve on other boards, they would be able to access all of their boards with this one application. I'm just going to log into the Passageways tool. It's also important to note that within the application, we support both committee as well as main board content. And based on my username, it will determine which groups I have access to, more specifically, which groups I do not have access to. If I don't sit on the compliance committee, okay, great, I do apologize. So obviously it can be viewed in either a horizontal or vertical view. We'll stick with the horizontal for now. So again, based on my user permissions, it will allow me access to either committee or board content, depending on the permissions that have been assigned by the administrator. I'm just going to open up the Passageways Speed Round book. I have the option to open the book or view the agenda, drilling down into a specific agenda section. I'm just going to open the book here, and this will take us directly into the book, a 62-page book that we've built for the purpose of the demonstration here. Navigating through the book is very simple and straightforward. If I tap the screen anywhere on the screen, it opens up some navigation options for me at the bottom with a bit of a Rolodex where I can page forward to a specific page. We've built in some customer content here within the application. I can also use the number key to point back to a specific page as directed by the lead of the meeting. And I'll just jump back here to page number 1. Okay. Certainly annotations are a key feature of the Passageways Onboard solution. If I tap the screen again, I can open a highlight tool and highlight a specific section. I also have the ability to use a sticky note right here within the application that will give us a pop-up. I'll just use the keyboard there to do so. And then finally, I have the ability to do a freehand note within the application, allowing complete freehand ability. These notes are private to myself. No other director can see the notes that I've made within the application. In the top right corner, there are a couple of other components within the book view to look at. The first one here is a list of the attendees of the meeting. Okay, the second icon here is actually dedicated to an annotation summary, which would allow me to retrieve any of the notes I've made, perhaps jumping back to page number 3. And then the final icon here in the top right corner will actually populate the meeting agenda. So from this point here, I can actually jump directly into a specific section, again, as directed by the lead of the meeting. Certainly the board book content itself is not the only content that directors require access to. From time to time, they may require access to their policies and procedures, the bylaws, the code of conduct. All of that detail can be stored here in the top right corner in our resource or our reference center. Very simple, secure access to this content. Continuing across the top right, we have access to the contacts of the different committees, or certainly of the main board. Let me just pull that here. Of the main board listed here. And what follows in the next two icons is the ability to review announcements. These are general organizational announcements. I don't have one posted here, but general organizational, general credit union announcements to keep the board in touch with what's happening at an organizational level. Perhaps you're having a member appreciation day, or a longtime employee is retiring. All of that detail could be listed here. Whereas the next icon with the exclamation mark, this icon is actually dedicated to alerts and notifications. There's an email engine behind this that will send an email alert out to board members to let them know that new content has been published or something requires their attention. But once they've logged into the application, they'd be able to point directly here to the notifications tab and review that content accordingly. The final icon here is dedicated to my profile or the profile of John Doe, and certainly I'd be able to adjust that content at any time. Passageways is a QSO. We've been serving credit unions for the last 10 years. We get your business, and we're very passionate about our customers and helping them both from a board side as well as even from an employee side. My colleague Matt and I are here at the conference. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have. And as I say, I hope you'll agree with us that it's time to get on board. Thank you.
Nice job. Well, thank you. A couple of questions for you. Is your pricing based on a flat fee or the number of board members?
We do have a flat fee number based on 15 users. That's our average. Our average implementation is about 15 users, so we do have a flat fee for that, and then we have an additional user charge beyond 15 users.
Okay. Does this work on Android as well as Apple?
At this point, no. We have just the iPad app, but there is a full browser component that is supported with Onboard that will work within Android tablets, multi-browser support therein. Okay.
Do I have the ability to share my notes with the other people?
You don't. Actually, by design, the notes are private to the director, him or herself. And again, I say by design just so that in the unlikely event that a note is incorrectly shared, we have built our solution so that there is no share option. Okay.
Okay. Is there a plan to add calendar events that can be shared?
Yes, this calendar view here, there is a very simple calendar view within the application, but yes, there are notifications that are available, and the view actually you can change the view to a more traditional calendar type of a look.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it.